Calloway is a sick man. And I don't know how on earth did we get to this point where I want to start this episode of Happy Face by Paramount Plus, season 1, episode 5. Don't dream, because apparently Calloway said you can't dream. Produced by Keeping That Nine. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But Calloway's a sick man. Do y'all let me know in the comments, because I'm gonna get into it a little bit because I don't want to put it completely there. But do you feel a little racial tones in the thing? And I'm not talking about, this ain't modern America. This is a true story. This back in the 70s when it was bad, when it get no matter what you prove, they were going to put the black man in jail. Or let's do this. Calloway and Keith, they locked in. They're my two predictions. Y'all let me know in the comments which one y'all want as we get ready to get in this show and break down this episode as I talk about the 3 big things and then break down the episode. Thank you for watching. Let's get this intro story and get in the show. Again, Happy Face Season 1, Episode 5, Don't Dream, presented by Keeping That Nine. This is a reaction, breakdown, review, and recap. So let's start off with the reaction, my quick reactions. First off, like I said, Calloway is a sick man. He literally gonna say Keith and Elijah was in on it together with no evidence they ever knew each other. He just said it. He went to a press conference in front of a bunch of people and said that with no evidence because for some reason he want this man in jail. No, we already seen him give him a deal when he knew he was innocent anyway. We already seen him give a deal. He probably gave him a deal years ago. So the people that's asking why did he take the plea deal, he's promising probably the deep penalty. He probably held it off for a long time and did all that. Now, this is based on the real story, and I don't want to spoil, so I'm not really getting to the story until after the season. When the season over, I'm finna do a whole breakdown between the show and the thing and the real story. But Calloway is a sick man. But I also want y'all to know that Keith is a sick man. I wanted to give something to the families as an apology. I was a coward. I was a coward in what I did because I always knew I was going to turn myself in. And I wanted to keep things so I can give them something to remember them by. Sir, why are you telling this little girl Hazel this? What are you doing as a form of apology? This man is insane. This man is that's asinine. It's asinine what he's doing. What are you talking about? You wanted to give them something to remember them by? After years, what was it, 30 years in the first case? After all these years now, you want to give them something to remember them by. Another thing we saw in this episode was 3 things gonna always remain: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Which led Elijah to tell Calloway, if you in your deal, I'm innocent. It got me hyped because you can also see throughout the show that he always considers the safest route because it's unknown. Listen, I get 10 years, I get out of prison. No telling what they told him back in the day to make him admit to the murder because they didn't have nobody. Because he was dating a white woman. You know how it is? You're dating a white woman. So they probably, because you got to remember, this is set at a certain time in the past. And then you have to go 30 years prior to this, which means it is clearly in a dangerous time, right? It is clearly in a more dangerous setting for someone who looks like Elijah. So you're sitting in this scenario in probably what, the 70s, 80s, and 90s? Like I said, I haven't looked up the real story. And we're gonna do that after when I'm gonna look into it. But you in this time period in which people like didn't get a fair shake at all. Like it was no chance at a fair shake. There was no internet to help you, nothing. Even though now, as you see in the future, now they got DNA and all the other evidence and stuff that comes to light. They ultimately got him, should have got him exonerated with the DNA on the wrench and all that stuff. But it didn't. And the fourth thing I want to talk about before we break down the show is Hazel's about her bread. 100%. And I feel like Keith, he felt it. You know, Hazel. Man, people don't like people that's about their bread. The reason I use bread because he used bread. It was so strange. Keith is a strange man. But I feel like he could connect with her. Because you remember early in the season, he was like, each time I did a hill, I gave you a gift. And now he's sending her gifts as the interesting picture every time he admits to a crime or something. He sends her a picture or maybe tells her a clue to where she can get certain items that maybe she is willing to sell. Because as we saw earlier, she steals. So Hazel's character is somewhat interesting to me, but I feel like she's gonna be easily manipulated by Keith. Like I feel like she's way easier to manipulate than Melissa is. So I think he's gonna use that with her. The whole give her the balloon and all that. He knows her. He even pretended like he didn't know how she looked and sent her a picture of how she looked. Bro, this man literally has connects everywhere in which he could easily, I mean, easily connect any one of these lines. Easily. But he chose not to. Instead, he pretends like he didn't know how she looked. He might. Do y'all think he didn't know? You think he didn't know how she looks? And he actually was truthful? But this man has eyes everywhere. You remember the mom said he had someone looking at him telling him what she was wearing and everything. So he has eyes everywhere. But that's my initial reaction to the show. He gives him apparently he's gonna give Hazel a new toy every time a discovery is made or something. I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm interested to see how it does because Keith is a sick man. But let's go over the show real fast as a breakdown of this episode. So don't forget to like and subscribe. As you know, we trying to get to 2,400. Hopefully, man, listen, I want some crazy goals. 10,000 by the end of the year. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? With your support, I can. Bunch of crazy things coming up later. I'm just working in the background trying to get it done after taking like almost I don't want to say years off because I was doing shows, but it's like I wasn't all the way there. So hit that like button, that subscribe button. Let's get into the main portion of the episode. Melissa returns home and has to deal with her family drama. Ben is still somewhat upset. Ace came in, ruined their life. You know what I mean? He came in and threw their life upside down. Hazel is selling items given to her from her granddad and stealing and all that. And Max has a pizza cutter in his book sack talking about if Ace comes to school, he needs a lot. She has a lot of family drama that she can't deal with right now, but she should. I need to know y'all opinion. Do y'all think she should go back and deal with that family drama? She should just reel it back a little bit after this case and deal with her family. She can make that autobiography book deal and try to take care of her family. What would you do? Because they talked about in this episode, right? Are you really gonna stay here? Are you gonna work for another show? Or are you gonna really go back to makeup? She has offered from book deals, as we saw Greg even say, you call it book people. And this is dramatic, and it's probably not the most moral thing to do. But for the sake of her family, what would you sacrifice a little bit of morality to come and take care of your family? Ben is in between jobs, got a new job. Your kids is a little bit stunned. Your daughter needs to be looked at. Not in that way, but I'm just paid attention to because I feel like she's reaching out, but no one's there at this moment in her life. Max is scared because some strange man he talked to and became friends with in 30 seconds started beating on his window. You know what I'm saying? So would you sacrifice a little bit? Like, listen, if I get Elijah free, I can reel it back, do autobiography, make some money, and do what I gotta do, right? And still be able to make a living. The episode starts off with Elijah feeling good after being free after fighting the ranch, as we talked about earlier, but things aren't going as planned as D.L. Calloway destroyed the evidence. Yes, he destroyed it. Like, it's a closed case, only closed because you decided to close it. I had a question. What y'all think Calloway is hiding? He's hiding something, right? I presented the beginning of the episode. Is it like racism? Is it he working with Keith? Is it something that somebody paid him to do a long time ago? And if it comes out that maybe Keith snitches on him, Why is Keith not taking? He's admitting everything, but he's kind of doing it. He's not really going at Keith hard. I don't even think he offered him the death penalty when he was included in the case. So I don't know. But so this makes Ivy and Melissa go back, of course. The sister Joyce is determined for him not to take the deal, which we will go in because she changes her tune later on. And after the scene, again, don't dream. Elijah was talking to a guy named Nico. He like, we go. They were laughing about getting the last meal because he's gonna die in jail and he's supposed to get the death penalty. Elijah looks to be free, so he's smiling. He gets the report that he might not be free. So he gets all antsy. He gets real antsy. Talking about they don't even do the last meals no more. And you need to don't talk to me no more. Poor Nico. You know, Nico probably, if he did the death and he didn't like say I was innocent too, he probably did something heinous. I'm over here saying poor Nico. Hazel calls Keith, asks about the balloon that he sent with the phone number. Keith in this convo makes me uncomfortable in a way. He asks questions in such a way. Shout out to Dennis, he kills his role. He has questions. He has questions in such a strange way that I'm curious and scared, right? And it also has me questioning: Will Hazel become like him? I think they lean into maybe, but it might go a different way. What y'all think gonna happen this season? If y'all ain't read on the case, if you read and knew what's gonna happen, don't write me. But if you don't, what you think gonna happen in this case? And before that, we go see Denise, who is the sister, who's the mother of Heather, and they need to get DNA. So she, of course, is angry, and Ivy decides she gonna steal tissue from her to get the DNA, which we never addressed later on, by the way. And as they looking this up, we realize that Brandon, as they continue to look through trash and talk and have a conversation, realize Brandon got beat up by her dad. He somehow set him up with pictures and everything. This is why I don't believe he don't have pictures of Hazel. You had a picture of Brandon. You got Brandon beat up, and then you was able to send it to Melissa of after he got beat up by whoever goons you got out there. But you can't get a picture of your granddaughter randomly at school? Don't lie to me. He 100% knew how she looked. He just wanted to make it feel special that he gave her a gift after he did something. He might be setting up other people to go, and every time he do it, he's sending her a gift, a picture that she can sell online and all that. But then we meet the neighbor who I forgot her name. It's not important, but she's a therapist. She meets with Ben. They flirt. They drink a little bit. Like I said, Ben is feeling a little bit out of place right now. He said he pretends to be good, and she wants to know more about the killer. I don't know if she's like flirting with Ben. Is she gonna be a romantic relationship as Melissa's life is being upended right now? But I am very curious, and this show does a lot to like the human psyche on how messed up it is. And we saw like with the rich people, oh, you can do a book. Oh, you can do this. Oh, you can do it. Tell me about this traumatic thing. And you're like, oh my God, that is so great. And then now you got the therapist. Now you're asking how it's affecting them. And oh, my curiosity to get the human thought process is a little messed up. We are a little obsessed with serial killers, aren't we? And then we end up in this scenario where we find out Ben met Keith, and he was the nicest guy. It's usually how it is. But and then he went in this mode where we couldn't hear what Keith said, and then they banned from ever seeing him again. The kids won't hear about him because this is when Hazel was being born, or right after she was born, or right before, and they were like, "We will never let our kids see him again." What did you say, Keith? What did you say? Then we go into the scene when they drinking together. I did not like this scene. It was weird because they like sobered up real quick. Like they were drunk, and then they just sobered up for a minute. It wasn't like the whole thing where she explains her life and story about her dates and stuff, and they all laughing and giggling and drinking. And then it got like real serious. And it's not that the scene was bad. I just felt like the direction of them just sobering up real fast after Melissa tells them that her dad is the one who sent the case out that she got an abortion. It was like the mood changed too much. Even though I get the instance on why you would be upset about that because it could ruin the case and ruin her credibility. Because she'll be seen as a little. You're in Texas. She could be seen as an abortion as a killer too. So the way he explained it in the last episode, you're not. You're just like me. That whole thing. And then we come up with the scene in which she tells her about her life, and then she decides you can meet the niece. The niece does not want to talk to Joyce at all. She does not want to talk to Joyce. But 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 at the end, after she told her Calloway was gonna give him not the death penalty, that Calloway was gonna give him a deal. Denise's mind changed. They talked a little bit. They explained on how each other feel. Like I said, human emotion. This is how would you deal with situations like that? Can you blame them? Do you feel like Denise is wrong? How about Joyce? What about Melissa? Is she being too inconsiderate with her own thing? How about Ivy stealing tissues? Like it gives you a lot of like blurred lines of right and wrong morality because you don't know how this should happen. Well, you shouldn't do this, but it frees an innocent man, but you should do that. You have the right to feel this way, but what if it's not true? Just because somebody told you that it's true? Do you have the right to not look into it? Even if you don't do it for Elijah, as Ivy said, as Joyce said, do it for your daughter Heather. I am interested. I'm interested how they go. And then, of course, the Elijah and Joyce scene, in which I'm surprised them people didn't shoot you. If you ever been into a black neighborhood and you go into an angry prison yard, it's like a common thing. So it's like a good throwback and realistic in a lot of ways. And then, of course, you got this scene I talked about earlier. If I'm innocent. It got me lit. The three things that consist: the sun, the moon, and the truth. My boy said he ain't going, and my boy Calloway did not like that. We find out Heather blood is a match in this scene right here. Heather's blood matched. Have a press conference. Calloway does his thing where he is telling everybody a lie that they were in it together somehow, even though he has no evidence they ever met each other, which is an interesting thing. But I guess he's a DA; he can do whatever he want. Crime pays, right? Just get a position of power, you can do whatever you want, I guess. And then we end it with, of course, my thing I want to talk about. Keith is a sick man. He he telling them about the items in the caravan. Matter of fact, I never went and got them, which could end up helping this, by the way. Hazel could be the hero in this situation. Which would they give us a season 2 of Hazel the hero? Do y'all think it'll be a season 2? Only if you never read it and you know how far it goes, how deep the happy face. I don't want this to be. I don't want this to be just like, oh, I already know what's gonna happen. If you don't know what happened in real life, do you think there's gonna be a season 2? Let me know all your thoughts. I had a bunch of questions today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I see you alphas in the building. I'm enjoying this show. Paramount Plus is doing well between this and Mobland. This is Happy Face Season 1, Episode 5. Don't Dream, Keep It 99 reaction, breakdown, review, and recap. I am Zelmay, of course. And let me know your thoughts on all the questions I asked. Well, all the questions we asked. What do you think Calloway is? Is he a racist? Or is he just working with Keith in a way to do something and probably make his daughter famous or make Hazel famous or something? Do you think Hazel is easier to manipulate than Melissa? Do you think Elijah's getting off on this case? Will he receive the death penalty or not? It's a race against time, so it's a lot of things going on. Do you think Ben is going to cheat? There's a lot of questions to be asked. I want to know your thoughts on it. I want to know your answers. I appreciate y'all for watching. This is your boy Laugh as I May. Peace. See you next week. Wait. Before we do all that, Mobland Sunday, be the power tonight if you like power. Daredevil Tuesdays. Be there for all the reviews. We got a bunch of reviews. We got some more coming out when I get done with some shows. We are the #1 channel for your reviews. Now I can say bye.
You know, it sounds better when it's playing.
I'ma play with these King Crazy Beats.